Hey, it's me. I got something new. So you're seeing a cinematic camera, and I'm really happy that I found this. So I was kind of wondering, like, I really want to do a time lapse, right? Like, I want to do one of those things like replay mods, so what they do on the Hermitcraft server. So I finally got myself, I caught myself a pair of whatever this is, and or this it's I can't talk. I'm sorry. I'm trying to control two things at once. So it's a cam CM or CMD cam, which is basically just a third person camera, or like a cinematic camera, which you can kind of set up on your character. So that's the only downside. You can't have it like third person fully, but I mean it's semi third person. So it's on my screen right now. So what you're seeing right now is on my screen. So it's kind of hard to move around. But anyways, I really love this mod, and I'm hoping on using it a bit more in the future. But yeah, once we get back here, I'll explain what I'm gonna be doing in this episode. Welcome to episode 8 of Create 0.3.1. It updated recently, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I tested out some of the new items in the game, or what they added. Pretty cool. I'm gonna have to utilize those items soon. But yeah, today's episode probably just gonna be tidying up on a lot of things. So as you can see right over here, we built the train station last time. The trains are missing because I accidentally launched them over, and then they're kind of stuck over there. I don't want to deal with that now. I'll deal with it later. But you can see that they're kind of flat. Now these rocks are here because of failed recordings. Like I accidentally deleted them, so they're gone now. But I didn't really work on much. I worked on these rocks. I made these pipes. I connected a little bit of the farms together, like for example the gold, no, not even the gold, but the other sugarcane farm. I connected that into here, so now we're getting nice and good sugarcane. So look at these funnels. They look different, right? So before, what I had was that these in the update previous, these funnels were one full block. They could extend to here, and you can just flip them around. But now what they added was that these are kind of half blocks. So what happened was these were on this side, so I couldn't flip them back up here. I can only flip the direction that which items can enter or exit. So I had to rip all these off and then put them back on, which was a pain in the butt. But I got it working, which I'm pretty happy about. I'm gonna be working on, definitely also the new update kind of added these weird deployer hands. I think I can put a block in it. No, I can't. So they added these, or I'm gonna make a bit more life into this, or more depth into it, so that it looks a bit nicer instead of like a super flat world. I'm planning on making a certain type of factory. What is that factory, you may ask? Well, it's a concrete factory. So why do I need concrete? So I think I talked about how I didn't want to always stay in this area. It's getting kind of cramped. I'm not gonna abandon it. I'm just gonna start work on a new area so that I could expand my land. And what better way to do that than to kind of make the train connected to it? So I'm still working a bit more on the train. So through these entrances and the train, I'm planning on putting the island here, or sorry, the city here. Maybe move the rail buck over here so that it's straight here instead of weird curve, because over there it's kind of broken. But yeah, I'm gonna make this area right here a city, and I need a lot of concrete, so it's gonna be a modern type city. So I'm gonna have all these metro part, or I'm gonna have these skyscrapers. I'm gonna have these I think they're monorails. I'm gonna have monorails zooming around. Might get a rail mod to make them go super fast. I'm going to have some special air. Actually, no, I'm gonna talk about this, that stuff later. But I'm thinking about having these small special plots where viewers can send me schematics through my Discord, and as long as they're not made with random block or really random blocks, make them look really nice. I'm gonna give a specific the specs of how big I want it to be, base wise. The height doesn't matter, it can be as high as you want. I mean, it has to be reasonable and it has to look good too. So I'm gonna be I might choose some schematics to put into this world, so I'm gonna save some plots for that, but I'm gonna get into that a bit later. For now, I'm gonna start terraforming this area. The stuff I did makes it look like I've been gone for an entire year from this world. And you know how in Animal Crossing, how if you leave your town for a good while, weeds start to grow up? Well, my world looks like there's a bunch of weeds growing. Look at all this. Oh wait, get this out of here. Look at all this. Oh my god. I just went to town with the bone meal. I just started right clicking on any grass block I saw. I made this pond look nicer. But look at all this grass. I feel like I have to remove it all. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like this change. If you don't, then I'm just gonna have to do a little lawn mowing and stuff. I raised this platform up so that it's like one of those train stops where you can, it doesn't elevate, it's not elevated, it's like integrated into the ground where you can just kind of walk over it. With all that out of the way, I can get to the meat and potatoes of this episode. So I need to somehow, okay, first of all, I need to somehow get up here. And what better way to do it than either gantry shafts or a fan. I'm gonna have like a fan just blowing up. That sounds like a fucking good idea. I'll think about it. Wait, how do, hold on. Before I go, how do you make a gantry shaft? You know what? This is the perfect time to use some gantry shafts. So after a bit of time, I managed to get the elevator working, and the bottom is really ugly, but it's okay. So I utilized the gantry shafts to kind of just bring you back up and down. I used the gear shift and these redstone links. So if they're shifting the gears, there's a water mill down there, and it's pretty cool. I like what it's doing so far, so I'm just gonna continue on building the concrete farm, and this keeps breaking. I don't know why. So there's gonna be a concrete farm right here. So we're gonna have gravel and sand, and maybe some type of dye that we need. I think I'm gonna go with white dye. We need bone meal to make the white dye. So after another failed recording, I was explaining a bunch of things, but then I checked the audio, and turns out my mic was at max volume. But now it's okay. So I finished up the concrete maker, or the gravel and sand maker. And what I'm also going to add is this control panel for different dyes. So if I want to craft like white concrete, right? I can click a button with like a white dye option, and then a mechanical crafter or like a bunch of blocks, or maybe a stack of each item will come out into the mechanical crafter, and it'll just craft all of those up with the white dye, and I'll just unlock the white dye stash. And I'm planning on doing this for multiple dyes. So there's gonna be white dye, black dye, and gray dye mainly. And then the other ones will just be whatever, if I can like somehow farm it. So this is not all I did. So I got some orange dye, and I dyed all my conveyor belts different color, or orange, because apparently now you can dye your conveyor belts. So that's what I did. It looks much nicer than before. It adds a lot more color. So I finished up the oh wait, I think I already told you. I finished the train. I also changed the landscape, or the rails a bit. So instead of going this weird angle right here, I made it so this is always gonna be, it's just a large square. And then turning this area, this quadrant, into like a city, or maybe right here, who knows. I just need a city somewhere. But I think now that I finished up the gravel stuff, the gravel and the sand, I can start work on the dye calling system. So I'm gonna be using a lot of redstone links again, probably maximum of 3, and that's gonna be like right here. And I just, okay, so to get white dye, or to get black dye, you can grind charcoal, which is great because we get charcoal. So black dye, if we use mill, we can also get a chance to get gray dye. So maybe I might just get 4 of these. So light gray, gray, black, and white. So this is what I'm gonna be doing. So I've gotten a little bit of things done right now. So first of all, I made the charcoal thing where this arm picks up the coal here and moves it into this millstone. And once it does that, it grinds it up, and let's just hopefully wait for another piece of coal. Yep. It's gonna go in here, it's gonna create some dye, in this case black dye. Either black dye or gray dye. It'll get picked up from here, and I'll transport this somewhere else. But essentially, it's just gonna like store this up here. I'm probably gonna have some like a bone meal looping around. I have these redstone links over here, but these are for the calling of certain items. So let's say I wanted black dye. I click one of those, then I'll get black dye mixed in with the concrete powder, and I'm gonna probably make some make 1 stack of concrete, and then it'll automatically harden it with the drills and water, all that stuff. So yeah, I'll probably get cracking on with that. Okay, now that I kind of explained what I was going to do with the dye situation, I've already found out how I'm going to get the black and gray dye. I just need to wait for charcoal to get put into the millstone, and boom, I have black dye and a gray dye. But now how do I get the white dye? How do I get a good amount of bones? Well, I was mining for a bunch of resources until I stumbled upon, boom, a minecart contraption, and you'll never guess what's inside this minecart contraption. That's right, it's a skeleton. And I can actually spawn skeletons to get bone meal. So all I need is controller rails. I'm thinking I can somehow use I can put them in a crushing wheel. I have to stop moving my chair. I can put them in a crushing wheel that will just crush their items, and then maybe I can get some type of I don't know, ejector to throw the item back into the crushing wheel. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. So I think I can make my skeleton spawner like right back here where we have our wood farm. Most likely this spot. So let's start with here. I think what people have done, or what I've seen, is that they've utilized nozzles, or I think they're called nozzles, or yeah, nozzles, maybe, where like it expels air, so you can put them onto encased fans, and they'll push or pull items or suck items in like a radius. So I'm thinking putting them on each side right here, maybe just putting them all here. They're pushing the guys here and putting some fans here into this one hole right here, which will then have crushing wheels, like boom and boom. No. Okay, so I've done a little bit of work off camera, and by little I mean a lot. I've managed to make this monstrosity over here. What the? Hello? I've finished up this thing right here. So let me just go up here and try. Hopefully I can give you a tour of the inside of the inner workings of this machine. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. I have to cover this up or else I'll somehow die. Okay. So what we have here, we have some fans and we have some water. Originally I had some fans over there to push them back here, but it didn't work out all the time, so I just did water. And then I used the minecart contraption and put this guy over here. And then boom, bada bing, bada boom, it's done. It's not the fastest, but it's pretty good. So if I run down here, oh yeah, right here. So it's producing white dye and light gray dye. That's pretty good. Good amount for what it's worth. You see there's a skeleton over there. And how they die is, it's like I couldn't really find a good way. I wanted to grind them at first, but then that got a bit expensive. Or no, I didn't have enough room for that. So instead I just threw them into some mechanical saws and then boom, they're dead. So now I need to kind of hook this up to a separate system, or maybe, yeah, like a separate storage system, maybe like back here. Yeah, back here I'm gonna have some redstone links connecting them to here, which then will be a call system, and I think a mechanical crafter could be placed potentially right over here, right here. It'll be easy to see, and we'll be rolling pretty well. I've finally done it. After many hours of work, after countless lives lost, I finally made the auto concrete maker. Mark 1, I don't know. It's not finished, but I mean, no, I've made most, or a small section of it. I can add a lot more dyes later in the future, but this is what we've got so far. So let's say we wanted some, I don't know, we wanted some white concrete, right? So we click this button, and then the white dye will start flowing in. It's not complete yet. It's still kind of broken. I'm still kind of fixing it up a bit, but this is, I'm tired and I just need to get this video out as soon as possible. And then as the white concrete, or no, white dye is going, oh crap, there we go. So the thing that's wrong with this is that there's too much dye coming out, or it's just sometimes it's inconsistent, so I'm still trying to work that out. But let's say we have the white dye coming in, right? So we have 16 of those in, and we click this to start up all the sand. So this unleashes it all. So it starts making it, but the problem is that these these links are on too long. But here we go. So it starts pushing it into these mechanical crafters, and it's just automatically crafting this concrete. So it's like a call system, and it should craft 2 stacks. And I already have some in here from testing. Look how ugly that looks. I don't know. It just looks like something a baby would make. But yeah, that's about it. I'm going to edit this video, hopefully, and hopefully it'll come out by Monday afternoon. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed, thank you for watching, and subscribe. I don't know. Bye bye.